Well, it's White Claw. It's Saturday. It must be 5 o'clock because we're live. What's up, Mike?
What's up, Joseph?
How you doing? Thank you for joining in today. Thank you for taking somebody else's spot.
Well, it's because somebody else doesn't want to play nice.
Obviously you were coming on anyway. You were gonna, which was good, and I know you had a couple of things to talk about, which we'll get into in a minute. But I do want to wish everyone a happy Saturday. Hopefully everybody's doing okay. We did decide to go on a few hours early, take advantage of the daylight, take advantage of, just seize the moment. That's what we're about. That's what we do. And I know you're happy. You're getting
I got my new mattress coming today.
You're getting a new mattress, which is always a good thing. I need to, dude. I was telling Mike off the air before we came on just now. I was like, my mattress is over 10 years old. I definitely need a new one. It's starting to sink in the middle.
That's not good.
I know. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, I'm a light guy, but at the same time, it's just, especially when I got two people sleeping on it. So it just, you kind of like, so it's just not, I'm probably what I'm hoping for, because I'm hoping that because it just seems like everything's opening up slowly but surely. Hopefully my job will open up in July. And if that is the case, and I am back at work and everything tends to move smoothly up into the fall, I am probably looking to maybe get one after September, maybe even some Labor Day sales if there is any. And that's probably what I'm going to do.
Well, there's going to be July 4th sales coming up too.
Yeah, I know. But again, I don't know if I'll be back at work, and I really don't want to buy anything until I'm back at work, until I get a steady paycheck. I mean, yeah, of course I'm on unemployment now, but at the same time, I'd rather have the stability of knowing I'll be back at work,
All right. Hey, do you have the live chat set up for us? Or do you still have the lock from the other night when we did the trivia?
I don't think it's still locked, but you know what? That is a good call. I mean, again, I'll still see it, but
because all I'm seeing is private chat between me and you. I don't see the live.
Okay. You know what? Good call.
Just throwing it out there.
Boom. Done.
There we go.
There it is. There's nobody watching. There's nobody watching now anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Nobody cares,
Well, you know what though? At the same time, two things. It is Saturday. It is 5 o'clock. It's generally earlier than we normally go on.
Sure, and a lot of people wait for you to go on at 8 than this. So.
And it's a nice day. I mean, it's 80-something degrees here. It's practically 90 degrees today. So I guess a lot of people
Is it raining over there?
No, it rained the last couple of days. It rained really hard last night.
Okay, no, it's like I was telling you earlier, I was watching something, and so I'm watching like Belmont Park races, and it's raining out in Long Island. So I was just wondering if it was raining over there in Brooklyn.
It might be headed here. Normally we get it here first, and then it goes to Long Island, but it might be headed here. Who knows? As I said, I know it's been very humid. The last couple of nights it's been raining. The other night it was thundering really loud. It thundered a little bit yesterday, but it wasn't too bad. But it has been very humid here. And I know today's supposed to be like 87, and I know the next couple of days is going to be 80s. And then at the end of the week, it looks like it's supposed to rain almost the whole weekend. So
actually, we got a Canadian cold front came through the state of Arizona.
Okay.
It's only 92 degrees today.
Well, I saw the other day it was like 105 in Arizona.
Dude, it got up to like 111 the other day.
That is crazy.
But like now with this Canadian cold front, it's like 93. Tomorrow to be 96, 95, 98, and then Wednesday it's going to hit 104.
Yeah. See, when I hear Canadian cold front, I want it to be like 60.
Me too.
That's what I want. I like 60, dude. I'm a fall guy. I don't even like the spring, to be honest with you. I just love the fall weather, and I love. I guess if I had to pick my favorite month, temperature wise, in the Northeast, would have to be October. But let's get into it. I know you had some news about the NBA. Yep. I pretty much was going to talk about it as well. So let's get into that. I do want to say one thing really quick. So
I'm
those
just pulling up the story right now.
Yeah. So those of you that are subscribed to me on YouTube, or follow me and watch me here on Facebook, which is good. Obviously, I appreciate anybody that follows and watches and whatever. But when I first decided to make my YouTube channel, Obviously, I was out of work. Obviously, I wanted to give myself something to do, but at the same time, I wanted to do something um, that I was getting from other YouTube channels. I wanted to be able to report some things. I wanted to be able to talk to people, maybe reach out to people, and also interact with people, and maybe on a positive way. Obviously, um,
Right.
I came up with the name Just Your Average Joe for the reason, not only because it's a clever name that involves Joe, because that's my name, but also at the same time is because I am literally just an average person. I have no sources. I know nobody in the Hollywood world or the entertainment world. I only really report things that I read about, I watch on other channels. Um, but what I want to do for you guys at home and anybody that follows me is basically relay that to you, because maybe you don't look that up. Maybe you don't watch other YouTube channels, or maybe whatever. So that was my intentions. And also, I never intend on having any clickbait. I'm not going to have any false reportings or any false news in my headlines. That is something that I don't like to do. I know a lot of other YouTube channels do like to do, to get clicks,
Somebody's here.
to get views. Who is it? Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Kathy, are you at work today? Sometimes she's at work. Well, no, I don't know if she'd be at work. If you were at work, I don't know if you'd be able to talk to us.
She might be on a break.
But anyway, so I went out, I got the webcam, I went out, I got a microphone, and I'm trying to do my best. And I know I don't have like a high production, I don't have like the top tools or whatever. I'm just trying to do what I can. But at the same time, I want to do what I can well, and I want to be good at it. And the only thing I ask, and again, Mike, when you come on, I don't expect you or any other guest that comes on to have like high quality cameras, high quality internet, high
Right.
quality, because you guys are coming on as a guest. The only thing I
Right.
do ask is that if you do come on the show, or if you are going to be a part of the show, is just try to research and just try to do things and take it seriously. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Right. I mean, like when we first started coming on together, like a month ago, and James was having this problem because he didn't get his webcam yet. He was using his phone, and
Yeah.
that turned out to be a whole clusterfuck for him.
Which honestly, I found out that it honestly didn't even have anything to do with his service. Now, his service is horrible in Long Beach. He knows that. I can't even call his cell phone anymore. I refuse to. I call his house phone. It's just StreamYard, the thing that we use to go live.
Right.
It just does not work with cell phones. It doesn't. And it's unfortunate because I know not everybody has a setup like you and I, or even like him. Now he has a webcam.
Well, I mean, like, look, I ain't got the best internet service in the world either. I mean, I upgraded mine from like the lowest possible, and then for like $3 more, they offered me. Tell me, shut up for.
No, not you. Look, not you. She's coming from.
She's playing hooky today. Okay.
All right. Well, so, hopefully you're feeling okay, Kathy. No, but yeah, I know what you're saying. So yeah, I know you're into that. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter about.
I mean, so we raised up the thing, but then, I'll always get buffering on something if I'm streaming something or watching something. I always think it's because, well, I'm on my laptop, my wife is using hers, and then basically so many people are home now. So many people were home because a lot of states now opened up. But while during the shutdown,
it slows down the internet.
A lot of people are home working now.
Yeah.
And everybody's using internet service, and it's slowing down everything possible that can be going on.
And I get that. And I totally get that. And that's what I'm saying. I don't expect everybody, I know this isn't CNN. I know I'm not just like, this or Fox News, but you know what I mean? I'm not like some high profile entertainment news coming at you. I'm literally just your average Joe, no pun intended. Just talking to you guys. Then simple as that. So it's on me. It's obviously my channel. So it's on me to bring the best that I can. The only thing I ask of people when they come on is to either be prepared or try to bring something. And if you don't, look, I get it. Look, I came up with a bunch of topics. I found some stories last minute. I honestly, I will be, full disclosure. I kind of, what do you call it? I kind of, what's the word? Uh, when you, I got lazy this week. I did. I did put a lot of energy on the trivia that we did in the middle of the week. So, wait, not even. That was 2 days ago, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way,
So,
Trivia Master right here. Thank you very much.
yeah, that's right. Trivia Master, reigning Trivia Master King right here, Mike. So I did put a lot of energy into that in the beginning of the week. And I got focused on that. And then, quicker than I knew it, Friday came along. I'm like, oh shit. I just realized I have nothing for tomorrow's stream, which was today. So, I started looking half-assed last night. I found the NBA thing we're about to talk about. And then this morning I woke up. Yeah. And then this morning I woke up and I literally handpicked story after story after story, which I didn't think was going to happen because I figured it was a slow week in the entertainment world, which it was, but I still found enough to make a story out of it,
Right. I mean, like, look, like you're doing a podcast. You're not doing something where you're coming up with, you have your own sources in the NBA or Major League Baseball, which is what a lot of podcasters do. If you look at an average wrestling podcast, they'll go by who they follow online. Either they'll follow a Dave Meltzer from Pro Wrestling, from Figure Four Online, or they'll follow somebody from Pro Wrestling Illustrated, or they'll follow.
Right.
They're not coming up with, you know what I mean? They like to have a source at WWE.
Right.
That's going to tell them,
yeah,
hey, by the way, Hulk Hogan said this, and he might be doing this next week.
Yeah.
No, they're going by what, like what you go by, what you read online and what they read online.
Exactly. I didn't have the commissioner of the NBA call me. I didn't have the players union of the MLB call me. I don't have connections in Hollywood. I'm literally just reporting what I find online that I find interesting in the entertainment world, and I'm just relaying it to you guys. So what I'm basically trying to say is, look, I don't expect everybody that is supposed to come on and chat with me and do the show with me to carry the show, because it is technically my show. But at the same time, if you are going to come on, all I ask is just to do some research. That's it. It's as simple as that. So anyway, let's get into it. So you came up with, you and I both have been following sports. We both know about baseball. So let's start with that, because it's really not much to talk about. But basically, we can agree that the MLB,
From what I sent, the story I sent you.
That's a typo. It's supposed to say MLB and players. Sorry, not can, but MLB and players still can't agree on money.
Right. Well, basically, because from the story I got from ESPN.com, they're discussing basically the salaries.
Right.
And from what the story is saying, it's mere, the guy that wrote the story says mere peanuts.
Well, it's
$100 million, but to them it's mere peanuts. $100 million to me is a lot of money, but to them, I mean, it just goes to show you how really greedy some people really fucking are in this world.
Yeah.
That, okay, you know what? You're not going to get your $80 million contract this year, but be thankful you're playing.
Exactly.
I get it. Growing up, it was like, growing up, we always had that thing where we played the game to have fun. And then all these, I honestly blame Bobby Bonilla and Barry Bonds for this, because if it wasn't for them getting $5 million contracts back in the 90s, this shit wouldn't be happening.
Now,
guys weren't getting these kind of contracts back in the day.
No, but here's the thing though. Let's talk about it from a different point of view now. Let's pretend it's a different job. Let's pretend it's an actual job. So let's either pretend whether you're a salary employee or you work hourly. Let's say you work for a company and you make $20 an hour, right? And because of the pandemic or whatever, obviously everything was on hold or they were closed. They finally got to reopen. They got maybe they got a bailout, or maybe they were just able to open now slowly. And they say, okay, we're going to bring you back, but we can only pay you $10 an hour. Now, I know it's different because the baseball season is going to be a shortened season, but they're still going to be playing.
Right. Right, but
So
also in the story, it also said they want to go by a prorated, rate of the salary. So
right,
I don't know what the problem is. You're still going to be making the same amount of money per game as you would be making a whole
exactly.
season, but just because you're going to miss 82 games or whatever, I think they said they were going to do 114 at first. Now
I don't know if then they said
they're
80
toggling
again.
between 82 and 114.
Yeah,
So I mean, whatever it comes down to, if you're going to sit there and bitch and moan about getting paid $1 million per game, I mean, it's stupid just to even think that. I mean, if you're making 80 million and okay, so you're going to make 40 this year,
hmm
you shouldn't be complaining. I mean, there's like a lot of people who got furloughed are only going to be getting retroactive pay.
I know that. I know. But when you
So,
deal
like, if they're going to always about
anything,
retroactive pay,
when you're dealing with anything with a union, and you're dealing with anything with with a players union or a workers union, it is tough to negotiate. It is. So let's
right?
just say, and again, there are players that don't even really want to play. There are players that rather actually take the time, get whatever surgeries they need to get done, and just sit the season out, and then play next year.
Well, like you said, with Syndergaard, he's gonna be out the whole season anyway. So this was perfect.
It might as well, and the other thing is too, and we talked about this, just the structure and the way they want to even bring the game back. It's not even about a shortened season, but they want to play. They want to basically construct a brand new structure of the divisions and the way the teams are aligned and the way the teams play, that it just makes it seem almost unfair to even devise a true winner anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and the
Don't you
same thing.
miss the days when it was just? Don't you just miss the days when it was just like the AL East and the AL West and the NL East and the NL West?
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other thing is
And
too, the same thing with the NBA. So the NBA is set to resume its season with 22 teams in Orlando. They're basically going to play
right,
in the ESPN the one whatever it is, the ESPN complex over there. So what they're going to do is they're going to take the 16 teams that were already pretty much at the time that the season ended were basically in the playoffs.
It's going to be 20. It's going to be 22 in total.
Yes.
So they got 9. So they got 9 in the East.
Oh,
and
there
13
he is.
in the West, which doesn't
Really
make any.
quick, let's give a shout out to Mike. He just dropped in to say hello. They're still at work. Him and Jerry. Hopefully, you guys are staying safe.
Be safe, Mikey.
Thanks for stopping.
We're praying for you, buddy.
Thanks for stopping in and saying hello, Mike, and say hello to Jerry as well. That was nice.
Kick some riot ass.
Yeah.
Beat up a yuppie.
So I read it exactly. So it's 16 teams that were already in the playoffs before the season started.
Right.
I mean, before the season ended.
Right. So, I mean,
and then they're going to add 6.
Structure.
Right. Go ahead.
So basically, how they're going to structure it's going to be the East is going to be Milwaukee, Toronto, Boston, Miami, Indiana, Philly, Brooklyn, Orlando, and Washington, the Wizards.
Yes.
And then the Western Conference is going to be the Lakers. Fuck you, LeBron. Clippers, Nuggets, Utah Jazz, the Thunder, the Rockets, the Mavericks, the Grizzlies, the Trailblazers, Pelicans, Kings, Spurs, and my Phoenix Suns. So but the way they're going to break it down is
which conference has more? I always forget. I forget which one it is.
The Western Conference is going to have 13.
Okay.
Eastern Conference is going to have 9. So what they're going to do is they're going to take the top when the 8-game series is over, the 8 games are over per team.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to take the top 7 teams and then have the last playoff spot between the two, like let's just say the last 2 in the East were for the playoff spot, the Nets and the Magic.
Mm-hmm.
They will play each other for that 8th spot.
Right.
So it'll be like a in tournament type, get in tournament type.
Get in tournament kind of game, yes.
So basically this would be like the NCAA does it now with getting like the 16th seed in. They have like Belmont play, like North Carolina Tech.
Right.
something along that line where it's a win and you're in.
Exactly.
But I mean, they got the right. I mean, if that's the way they're going to do it, I mean, this is the right idea. I don't know why they couldn't do 11 and 11, but
Right, they got the right idea, but I do see why some teams did complain about the way they decided who was going to go, because I know how they did it. I know they did it by this. They did it with the original 16, and then an additional 6 that had the next best records. But it's and
right.
it just is what would have been had they played a remainder of the season. So I guess I could see why, and I can't really remember what. I can't remember, was it the Grizzlies? One of the teams was complaining about it. I know Portland voted. I'm pretty sure Portland was the only one that voted no against this. I believe it was a 29-1 vote. And if I'm not mistaken, Portland's the one that voted no.
But then they might have been on the bubble to get in. That's why.
Right.
That's why they probably argued, saying that, okay, well, we're on the bubble to get into that last spot with Phoenix. This isn't fair to us. And you're going to get that. I mean, You're going to get that either way. Like they're going to complain and say, well, I should have been there. Tough. Play better.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I think they were poised to what? July? Was it July 31st? Is that what they're coming? When is it?
Let me see when they said.
Actually, you know what? I wrote it down. I'm sorry. I just realized it now. Hold on. Yeah. 8 games starting July 31st, and then the playoffs would end no later than October 12th.
Yeah. It says right here, because they said the draft draft lottery is going to be on August 25th, assuming games begin on July 31st as tentatively scheduled.
So as tentatively scheduled, it's July 31st, but obviously anything can change.
Exactly.
And then,
now with that, the reason why I think they're going to Orlando as well is because I was telling you earlier. Now this, because I follow horse racing, but I was reading online the other day that Gulf Street Park down in Hollandale, where they had the horse racing, they're talking to city officials and to the Governor DeSantis over there, seeing if they can start bringing people back into the racetrack.
Right.
To go, have fans come back and watch live racing. So I think that's what they're seeing, what they can do there. And then if they can pull off a thing where, okay, we could do this, where it's like, whatever, 6 to 10 feet apart type thing or whatever, then they could do that in Orlando and have people actually come to the games and watch them, which would be better than just listening to an empty arena.
Well, also
that's like we were talking about the other day with the short. I mean, it's like the other day too when I was telling you about Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah.
With his thing saying that he wants the players mic'd up if this is going to be empty stadiums.
I mean, but it also makes sense though too, because I mean, what would you rather have? Would you rather have no fans or at least half the revenue? Some revenue, any revenue. So I don't know, but then we basically segue from something that looks like it's going to open up to something that was reported that basically AMC came out and said, instead of lying, instead of bullshitting and be like, oh, we're going to do fine or whatever and stuff like that, AMC's basically came out and reported and warned, saying it actually might not even recover after all this. Now they're going to open up. They're still going to open up movie theaters and stuff, but they just don't know what the future holds. They don't know what the revenue is going to look like in the next couple of months. How many people are going to actually go out to the movies, and stuff like that.
Well, that's the whole thing, because you don't know what the rules and regulations are going to be.
No, you don't.
I mean, because look, you got states. I mean, even before what happened in the past week and a half, even before that, you had states that were opening and states that still want to be closed. I mean, the AMC over there on Queens Boulevard isn't going to be opened, but the AMC over here by me in Chandler is. I mean, well, no, in Mesa. It's in Mesa. I'm sorry, it's in Mesa. But the AMC over there can't. I guess if they wanted to open up during the next phase, I think was movie theaters.
Yeah.
But if an AMC in a state that's already opened up, you got people come in there. That's what AMC is probably worried about, because you got a lot of those states, New York and Jersey and California, and California is the movie capital over there,
Yeah.
which is going to be another thing we'll be segueing into in a few minutes. But when you got a lot of movie theaters in certain states where a governor or a mayor doesn't want to open up because of whatever reasons yet, I mean, you got to go by the population. You got to go by the population. How much revenue you're losing per those states.
It's all about the market.
I'm sure the AMC in Mesa makes less money than an AMC in New York per day. I mean, because there's more people going to the movies in New York than there is in Arizona.
New York and LA are their biggest.
Sure
New York and LA are their biggest markets, so that is the thing they are worried about. But the other thing is too. So we were talking about California. You just brought that up, right? So the California governor reveals TV and film production can resume on June 12th. So on June 12th, which is literally a week, less than a week away, they are saying that they want all TV and film production to resume, which I think is a great sign. So you got them wanting to resume production, and then also,
well, that's a good thing.
Cinemark.
But I got a question on that.
Hold on, Cinemark is going to be the first U.S. theater chain which has a set date to open for June 19th and won't require moviegoers to wear a mask. So Cinemark, there's none in New York. I checked. Cinemark is I think the closest proximity to me is New Jersey, but it is a well-known chain throughout the U.S. But they are set to be opened up by June 19th, which is 2 weeks away. 2 weeks yesterday, and they're not even going to require moviegoers to wear a mask. Their employees, however, do. The employees will be
now. Would they be doing a temperature check though on people coming in?
Well, so I don't know what other states are doing, and I don't know about that, but I do know that in New York, Cuomo just signed earlier today. He signed an executive order that all commercial buildings have to take the temperature of people that are coming in. So I don't know how it's going to work, and that's the other thing too. I don't know if they even worked out. I don't know what guidelines the movie theater is going to follow, especially now that I just read today that they're not going to be required to wear a mask to go there. So here's the thing: so there are people that are going to be like, okay, cool, this is a business that doesn't care whether I go in with a mask or not. But then you got the other people that have, wait a minute, do I want to go? Not about me wearing a mask, but you know what I'm saying? Right. Do I want to go in without somebody else? I don't know if they're sick. We're not wearing a mask. You know what I mean? So it's.
Well, you're also looking at a lot of problems too, because if you do that way, because there was a story like last week I saw where a woman wasn't wearing a mask in a supermarket in Staten Island, and they were literally screaming at her for not wearing it and calling her a murderer. And telling her to get the fuck out of the store.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little.
You're a murderer. You're not wearing a mask. So
that's a little harsh.
So if I go into this movie theater, sit down without a mask, am I going to get some asshole sitting next to me?
No.
Look at me and go with his freaking Hello Kitty face mask on, going, oh, you're going to scare me because you're not wearing a mask. I mean,
no, and they shouldn't.
And
the thing is,
with something where
if the regulation,
or do you have the theater mask have a mask section over here and a non-mask section over there?
If the movie theater itself is not going to enforce a rule that you have to wear a mask, then you can, if you yourself want to wear a mask, you can. It's as simple as that. If you and I are hanging out, let's say this, if Mike, if you and I were going to hang out, and let's say whether we go to a barbecue or if I just happen to stop at your house, let's say, if I'm wearing a mask, why am I worried if I'm going to get sick from you?
Well, one, I don't go out at all. So
no, but the thing is, like, let's just say you were. let's say it has nothing to do with COVID. Let's say it was flu season, right? You get people that walk around, especially the Asian population near me, they're constantly wearing masks. And that's because they know it's flu season and they don't want to get sick. They don't care about me not getting sick. They don't want to get sick. So what I'm saying is, if I'm the one wearing a mask, isn't that really supposed to prevent me from getting sick from you? Not necessarily.
Right. If you're wearing the mask, you're not going to be I mean, granted, you're going to be breathing into the mask and you're going to
Right.
cough into the mask, your own
My own.
sputum
Yeah.
or
And the other
breath.
thing is
I
too,
mean,
let's say I was sick.
I would have a lot of garlic bread that day, but
Let's say I was sick. Let's say I wasn't feeling well and I had a cold and I'm wearing a mask. That's also, and again, I could be wrong here. I'm not a doctor, but isn't that also protecting you?
no, exactly. I mean, you wearing a mask would be protecting me if I, or vice versa. I mean,
Yeah. So I don't understand if there were people that went to a movie theater. If I'm, and again, if the building itself or the business itself is not requiring you need to wear a mask, if I want to wear a mask for my own protection, then that's fine. What does it matter if
I just
nobody
like
else is wearing
I,
it?
I would just like to try to see how you eat popcorn with the mask on, but
Exactly. It's going to be hard. And the other thing is too, and we talked about this a lot, how the movie theater is going to open up. How are they going to do it? Like, because I ordered tickets online. I do it through the app. How are they going to have the seating? Where you're not going to be able to, are they not going to sell out the theater? What are they going to, you know what I'm saying? Are they going to skip every four seats? I don't know.
I still say they should do like they were saying in the phases: 25% first, wait, then 50, 75. But like I said earlier before we went on, this past week and a half proved you don't have to. You could actually sit in a crowded theater in an arena now. I think it was proven.
I don't know if it's proven yet. I think we have to wait a few more days
Well,
or
we
at
don't know.
least until next
We
week.
don't know. I think we need. I think for what they were saying is they got to wait until maybe this week or possibly next week to
Yeah.
see
They
how the
said at least,
spike
yeah.
goes.
So if there's no spike, then that actually, that might be a good outcome of this as well, because that was
Well,
basically
remember that thing in. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
no, I was basically saying, so if the protest, if everything ends, and then in a week or two, there has been no spikes in any of the cities in the whole country,
Right.
then the good thing that also came out of this as well is that was basically a soft reopening of people going out and being in the masses, and
Exactly.
there was no consequence.
And they were wearing masks. And they were wearing
Most
masks.
of
They
them were
weren't.
wearing masks, yes.
Most of them were. Most of them were.
But honestly,
But
dude,
here's the thing.
in that situation, a mask
But
isn't
here's the
really going to
thing.
do anything. Go ahead.
But here's the thing. Remember that Memorial Day weekend in the Ozarks over there, and they were talking about they had like 100, 200 people at a house party or something.
Yeah.
That came back already. Nobody's sick.
Right. Right. Well,
I mean,
there was a report. There was a report earlier this week that supposedly there was 19,000 new cases. But then they were trying to say it was from the protest. However, then they also retracted and said it possibly could have been from Memorial Weekend, because that's the timeline to which it could have been. Because there's no way, even though they did say, and again, I don't know if this is true or not, they did supposedly say that whenever a hurt protester came in, they tested them. But you're not going to get a positive test result that quick. You're just not.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
who knows? I don't honestly, dude, I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't.
All right. Let's get off the COVID stuff.
So then you got this. So
now, but wait, going back to the other thing with the TV stuff.
Right, the TV and film. So that's in California. Go ahead.
Now let me ask you a question. So now if Newsom's going to allow them to do that,
right?
What is shows like Chicago PD and Chicago Med are going to do, or even Blue Bloods? They don't do their shows in California. They actually do the shows the city are based out of.
Right. No, you're right.
And
no,
if
Law and Order as well.
If Cuomo or Pritzker aren't going to allow them to do that, I'm sure they can pull it off. California can make anything look like anything. They can make it look like New York or Chicago. They've done it 100 times.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of times.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, if you're going to do the shows, and okay, well, we could record, NCIS Los Angeles out here, but now what are we going to do with Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, Blue Bloods, or the ones that are location in that city?
Two things happen, and you said one of them. They could possibly shoot on a sound stage, you know, or on location, I should on a set, I mean, that's made to look like New York, or production is delayed maybe a week or two, because the way things are opening, honestly, Mike, the way things are opening, I don't see why production would be halted that much more in New York and other states as well.
That's the whole thing, though. I don't trust. See, that's the whole thing. I don't trust Cuomo. I don't trust Pritzker, and I don't trust that one in Michigan.
Well, you can't.
That's the only thing.
You
That's the
can't.
only three. You keep backing it up. I mean, these networks have to do something.
The things are opening. So what are they opening up the city? I believe on Monday, right? They said that they're going to open up the city on Monday. Obviously, not full. Whatever. If the numbers continue to stay low, then they're gonna go into phase 2 by the middle of the month, and then I think everything, maybe phase 3 either by the end of the month or even or July. And if things continue to do whatever, I think by July things should be somewhat reopened. And I think, dude, if production's gonna resume in California, and it's done smart and it's done safe, why can't they resume in other states? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then you got this. You got the North American the National Association of Theater Owners predicts that 90% of the theaters will be opened in time for July releases. So that's another big thing. They're predicting 90% of theaters to be opened up, and that's July is just a few weeks away. You know, and again,
by the time they open,
Kathy's home.
She's home. So but that's actually a good thing. If they can predict by 90% by July, that's gonna be a great thing.
Yeah,
for everybody. I mean, for everybody in general. 90%
of the theaters, 90% of the theaters will be open. That doesn't mean at full capacity. You know what I mean? It just means that they'll be open at
right. But still, I mean,
that's a big 90%
thing. 90% of the theaters open with 25% capacity. That's still big. I mean, that's a good thing for people, because it's a good thing for everybody all around. It's a good thing for the theaters. It's a good thing for the people who want to go back to see movies again. It's a good thing for the
economy.
Well, the economy. That's also good for the I just had the word on my mouth.
You said the
like
studios,
a company like Warner Brothers. Studios. That's what I meant.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it's obviously good for the studios, but the theaters need it. Some of the studios were able to make a little money on the video on demand, but the theaters need it. The theaters are suffering. I mean, look at AMC. AMC basically said, we don't know if we're going to recover from this. We'll open up, but we'll see what happens. You know? And the other thing is,
I mean, they should bounce back. Well, I mean, once they get some people's.
But Mike, you also have to assume that not everybody can afford right now to go to a movie. It's only a few weeks away. There might be people that are still out of work.
True.
So even if it's safe, and even if they're open up at 50%, or they could do 50% capacity, we don't know. We don't know if they're going to be able to. People are going to be able to go. So that's another thing. And then you got this. Hold on.
They're running ahead of schedule.
NATO predicts. All right, is the delivery here?
They said about 10 minutes.
All right, so we got another 10 minutes. So we'll wrap it up soon.
We're good.
So now they're basically saying, studios are saying, which I think is ridiculous, but studios are saying that because of, I'll get the exact quote. So this is what they said. They said, now that video on demand has been proven as a viable platform, studios might be interested in shortening the gaps between theatrical releases and on demand. Because typically it takes about 90 days for a movie after it's released on theater to be released on video on demand. But they're thinking because of the success that they had with that platform, that they might make the window shorter. I don't know if that's a good idea for two reasons. One, you're taking money away from the movies. That's number one. Because the theaters need this money right now, especially right now.
Right.
And two, the numbers that they're talking about, the success that they've had, dude, of course you're going to have success. There's people that are home and they can't leave. You think
now are they going to count? So let's just say one of those movies you were talking about earlier, Tenet, whatever it's called.
Yeah, we're going to mention that
Tenet?
in a minute. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So let's just say Tenet comes out and they put it on video. So let's say they do 1 month in the theater
Right.
and then go right to video on demand. Now, would they count that as sales going as like going towards the actual going to the movie theater, and then counting it as like let's say in the top 10 movies of the week?
I don't know. I don't, and the thing is too, I mean, typically movies don't really make much money on video on demand. And I'm not saying like the way they were doing it while we were during the pandemic where you can only watch it there. But typically when a movie is released and you can buy it on home release, they don't make nearly as much as they do in the theater. And that's the whole big thing. So it just doesn't make any sense. So like what numbers are you looking at? Are you looking at numbers because everybody was home and they couldn't go out? Of course they were going to rent a movie for $20 or buy a movie for $20. You know what I mean?
No, because I know how it works with, let's just say you're watching something on cable.
Right.
And the overnights come in and they did, let's say a show did a 3.5 rating.
Okay.
But that's the overnights. Then what they do is they count the DVR.
Right.
And then they count the DVR numbers, and that's how they come up with their numbers. Could that work out the same way where it's in the theaters and then going on video on demand, counting it towards?
I don't think video on demand sales goes towards the blockbuster, goes to the box office sales, because box office is box office. So like, for example, what the Avengers Endgame was able to do in the box office in theater sales has nothing to do with what their home release was. Those are two different numbers.
And they probably can't even, well, in a way too, yeah, then that probably won't even come close to what they did in the theaters.
Right. Right. So,
but also, like you said, I mean, like yourself, like you said, you're an avid theater goer. You like going to the IMAX theater with
for
Ashley
most
and
movies,
spending $60.
Well, I mean, I don't
enjoying yourself there.
I don't like spending $60, but unfortunately, if I want to watch, I know what you're saying. Going there. I know I do, especially for most movies. For most movies,
right?
Will I go see?
Now, let's say somebody's a little more frugal with their money, or let's say somebody in my scenario, I can't go to a movie theater. I mean, like I said, it's a pain in the butt just for me to go through an average day over here.
Yeah.
Now, I can stay home and pay 10, 15, whatever they want to charge me for the video on demand to see a movie that, I mean, I could wait for it to hit Hulu or Netflix or whatever. Mm-hmm. But even the movies on Netflix aren't that good anymore.
Well, generally a video on demand release is about $20. That's standard. It's usually $19.99 to buy a movie when it first comes out.
I mean, I wouldn't mind paying. Now is that $20 for one showing? Or is that $20?
I mean, a true video on demand, a true home theater release is to own it. They were only doing this $20 a pop one shot rental because that was the only way they can make money while people are home during the pandemic. But no, a typical home release is a release. You own it. That's it. It's yours.
So it's that ain't a bad deal. I mean, if I'm paying $20, I mean, it's like buying it's like going to the store and buying a DVD anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, either way you look at it,
it's the same exact thing. And it comes and video on demand generally comes 2 weeks earlier than a home then what do you call it? The actual physical media, which is another thing. That's why I do tend to buy my movies on digital, not only just so I don't waste any more space with the physical media, but because you get them 2 weeks before. But and then the other thing is too, because we were just talking about it. So they're saying that they can open up 90% of the theaters by the July releases, but then you got Tenet, which might move to either August. There's rumors that they might not take the gamble because they don't know what's going to happen with with all the guidelines and whatever, and exactly what capacity these theaters can hold at a time. So Tenet might either take an August slot or they might wait till December 18th. and because of the success Star Wars has had the last 5 years in the in that time slot, I'm sorry, in that in that slot, they might actually take it
Right.
to say, you know what, let's be smart, let's not gamble. We know we want to show this movie, but if they're really smart about it, and if that December 18th slot is open, it just makes more sense. You're giving yourself an additional 6 months. Well, by then 5 months, and hopefully by then you'll be able to gauge, what's going on. Because I know a lot of other
Right.
businesses right now are worried about two things. They're worried about what's going to happen in the next couple of months, about guidelines and whatever. But then once things are opened, what's going to happen supposedly in the fall when there might be that supposed second wave that everybody's talking about. So let's see if that even happens. So I know that's another thing that the baseball association was worried about. They're worried about playing a shortened season and then having the playoffs canceled anyway.
Yeah, I mean, look, if there's a second wave, I doubt they're going to do what they did the last time, because it didn't matter. I mean, a second wave comes in, there's no need to shut it down again.
I agree. I think they just need to be.
That's
I think they
all I'm
just
saying.
need to be smarter. I think they just need to be smarter.
Right. I mean, they weren't sure the first time, but I don't think there's no need to shut down the economy just to do this. But but then, like you said, now they're smarter. I mean, Trump said that with that we know how to put out the fire,
right,
if it happens again. So he says so basically saying that's what we're going to do, and that's it. So.
All right.
We'll see what happens. If there's a second wave, like I said, I don't see a shutdown though.
I know you got your movies there, so I know you got to pretty much wrap it up. I just want to also say, I know it's not big news, but happy 73rd birthday to the one and only Robert Englund. Obviously, we all know him as Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street. And if you follow, we got this covered on I don't know if you know what that is, but we got this covered as a website. I know I see a lot of stories on Facebook about it. They have several pages about it. But we got this covered, has been talking about Robert Englund returning as Freddy Krueger for years now. And if anybody follows, we got this covered, know that none of what they actually write or report about is actually true. They are literally the National Enquirer of movie news and stuff like that. So, but I do want to wish happy birthday.
Robert Englund was also in Adventures of Fort Fairlane.
Right, Adventures of Fort Fairlane. Hello,
deckhead.
I love that movie. We got Kathy saying, "Hi, boys. 46 minutes in. I know. But you know what? Better late than never."
Hello, Kathy. Hello.
Better late than ever. Mike, I do want to thank you for coming on. I do have one other thing really quick. So I don't know if you know this, but Pearl Jam released a previously unreleased censored version of the Jeremy music video, which was
unreleased.
Yeah, it was previously unreleased. It was censored. It was banned in the United States. And they wanted to do it for yesterday for the National Gun Violence Awareness Day. And I watched this today, and I can't remember if I knew that. Do you know the video I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if
Jeremy's was one of my favorite Pearl Jam songs.
I love that song, and I used to love the video. But here's the thing, and I did not know this because I just watched the censored video today. I was under the assumption at the end of the video, because all the kids were like this and they were covered with blood, I thought he gunned them down. I thought that's what he did.
But that's what he did too.
No. He actually puts the gun in his own mouth and blows his head off. And his blood goes on them.
Oh, yeah. That's why all the shocked faces at the end.
Yes, I did not know that. Now, again, the video was obviously 30 years old. So I might have known that 30 years ago, and I just forgot. But that definitely reminded me today. I had no idea. Yeah, so Kathy knew. Apparently, I guess I wasn't and again, I might have remembered. I was reminded today. So I just wanted to put that in, but I just thought it just shocked me. I was like, oh shit, I literally thought he shot them, but apparently no, he shot himself.
That's what I thought.
But hey, you know, you learn something new every day. But go ahead, go do your thing.
So
I
now,
know.
so now, how do you look that up? Do you put Jeremy censored video?
No, I mean, I saw the news story and then the video was there. But yeah, go ahead, go on YouTube. You should be able to find it.
Huh.
The uncensored version of Jeremy. I'm sure it was out there for you to watch anyway. It was banned originally when it was released in the US.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm but you can watch anything. You can watch banned commercials from the US on YouTube if you want,
Yep. As you see,
All
the
right.
mattress guy is bringing my stuff in.
All right. All right, go ahead. Do your thing. Thanks for coming on. And thanks for coming on like last minute because obviously we made it 3 hours early. So thank you for
No
everybody
problem. I'm
that
always
tuned
here.
in. Thank you for the two Kathys. Thank you for Mike and Jerry. Hopefully you guys are being safe at work. Mike, I'm planning on something obviously for next week. I don't know yet. I don't know if we're going to do Monday or Tuesday. Hopefully we can get Costelli on, and the rest of the guys. And
Dude, he's making double time up the wazoo right now. I don't
I
think
know.
he even gives a shit right now.
I know. But obviously at the same time, I know he's welcoming the overtime, but at the same time, there's only so much work you can do without a day off. You need a day off.
But you know what? He might be enjoying it, but it's like very stressful though to do it.
Yeah. No, stressful. And look, no matter what job you do, working without a day off is just not, 12 hours a day or more is just not acceptable.
You get burned out. You get burned out.
Yeah.
All righty.
Saying hello to the movers. They're part of the show. We got one more comment and then we go. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Mike was our big winner. I thought I was going to be able to stump him, but apparently he's too good for me. I'll bring my A game next time, and hopefully Kathy, you'll be on. And I know we got another person that wants to come on, so I'll try to make a more generalized trivia video. Maybe all 80s, maybe just movies, and obviously I'll keep it shorter this time too. Maybe just 50 questions. But Mike, go ahead, do your thing.
Nope.
Thank you again for coming on.
Nope, no sports questions from 1945.
Well, probably no sports questions at all. I'll leave that off this time. All right, but everybody else enjoy the rest of their weekend. Mike, enjoy your day. Enjoy your new mattress too. Let me know how it sleeps.
Oh, I will definitely let you know.
Oh. All right, dude. Thanks again.
All right, everybody. Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, good night.